Item Number SCP-001-IT. Object Class Hyper Mega Apollyon. Keter. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-001-IT-J is inadequately contained at Site Virtus in a 60 by 40 by 30 cm terrarium in Dr. Ludwig Graf's office, as he is quote-unquote responsible for the anomaly. However, SCP-001-IT is prone to escape containment and is often found near radiators, windows, and lamps. In the event of a containment breach, SSM-4 Pogona is to contact in order to re-establish the containment. Description: SCP-001-IT-J is a 34 cm long lizard-looking entity that manifests itself as a Pogona vitticeps, bearded dragon specimen, and has infiltrated the Foundation, using its powers of mental control over Foundation personnel, exerted through its hypnotic, vacant, and diabolical gaze. SCP-001-IT-J is extremely voracious, and its jaw sports dozens of sharp fangs designed to crush and tear the flesh of its victims, which include small animals and fingers of personnel who recklessly approach it. Ranging from flies to rats. Rats! Do you believe it? SCP-001-IT is covered with sharp protective spines, which makes self-defense against its violent attacks very difficult. SCP-001-IT is not too agile, though is extremely patient and capable of lurking for hours before jumping on its prey and tearing with its mighty maw. According to recent observations, SCP-001-IT can reach up to 30 km an hour in bursts and can use its tongue to increase the range of its ferocious assaults. These characteristics allow it to claim an average of 200 victims per day, excluding injured personnel. Ethical Moral Regulation Sections SRE-M Estimations. For this reason, Site Virtus and Site Asclepio's personnel and SRE-M, ELA SRE-M, consider that updates to the containment procedures are necessary to prevent further losses. SCP-001-IT must be chained at the bottom of an octagonal terrarium using 12 steel chains and buried in an esoteric cell under Site Dais. In case of unapproved movements, SCP-001-IT must be exposed to Class 18 auditory mimetic agents for at least 20 minutes. A 4th generation reality cell must be permanently active to inhibit abnormal powers of SCP-001-IT. 2 additional backup systems must be activated in case the main one is damaged. Note from the 7th Superintendent: I can't believe such a monster is basically on the loose at Site Virtus. I demand that Dr. Graf be immediately dismissed, flogged, and summarily stoned to death for extreme unprofessionalism. Response from the 5th Superintendent: 7. It's a damn lizard. Note from the 7th Superintendent: Oh. Response from the 5th Superintendent: This is why nobody likes you. Update: The SRE-M dissociates itself from previously expressed positions, thanks to previously unknown crucial information. Addendum: At 8:22 of Monday, July 15, 2019, following yet another containment breach from Brechia SCP-001-IT, the following meeting took place between S5-01 and a member of the staff of the Virtus site, Dr. Gennaro Mosca. Prefaction: S5-01 is reading the newspaper while having breakfast in Site Virtus' canteen. Suddenly, a man approaches and sits down in front of him, nervously massaging his hands. Dr. Mosca: Good morning, Director. May I disturb you? S5-01: No. Not even for a minute? It's extremely important. My turn starts at 8:30. Until then, you know you can't annoy me. Drinks his coffee without looking away from the newspaper. It's about 01, the lizard. We don't have a 01. And, interrupting his interlocutor with a wave of the hand, if you're talking of Graf's lizard, for God's sakes, it's the 7th time this week you annoy me for that poor thing. Graf or 01? Yes. Sir, if I may, it makes no sense such a creature is basically, and often literally, free to destroy the site. Do you realize the risk we run? At least once a month I have 5 and 7 in the same room. Believe me, when I say I do realize that. 01 gives me much less anxiety in comparison. So we have a 01! No. Now stop buzzing around me. Okay, then look what that abomination did to me. Shows his hand to S501. No lesions are visible. It bit me, and almost tore my flesh off. And look how it impaled my hand with its quills as I tried to grab it. What do you think to do? Post-faction. S501 hits Dr. Moscow with the newspaper, and heads for his office, visibly irritated. Moscow remains stunned for a few minutes, then goes to the infirmary to annoy for assessment. Note from Dr. Grillo, July 16, 2019. Today, Dr. Moscow was again attacked by SCP-001-IT, and was found in a pool of blood by myself. We consider these working conditions to be totally unacceptable, and will demand that the Superintendents implement new containment procedures that will put an end to SCP-001-IT's reign of terror. Response from Dr. Graf. Look, if you would stop coming into my office, brandishing toothpicks and shouting, "Fall before St. George's spear, unholy beast," maybe, and I say maybe, Peep wouldn't try to defend himself, and you wouldn't get hurt by yourselves, morons.